Contemporary Comrades. This is all three of us. This is Jay, Vinny, Adam, and Neil. And today's, well, I guess this is our first episode, so, we're pretty much new to this somewhat. But our topics, our two topics today are going to be creativity, stars, and the PC culture and where all of that is going. Adam, you want to start off first?
You got it, guys. Absolutely. So, yeah, good to meet everybody. So starting off the creativity part. So this whole thing has been going on for a while. I've been watching a whole lot of media and, video games, movies, TV shows. And it just seems like the quality of stuff just isn't up to par as the way it used to be when I was growing up. It feels like there's always something a little bit lacking these days. Like it's hard to explain it. It might have something to do with the generation, but like I'll use a few things for examples for the stuff I've been noticing here of late. I mean, unless you guys want to start with an example, I can start us with that too. No?
Go ahead, you got it. You got it.
All right, cool. So, let's use. Okay, so I just got done seeing the newest season of Daredevil. And you love that too, Corn.
By the way.
Yeah, great season, great show, all in all.
I admittedly didn't watch it.
You haven't seen the show. It's fine, but there's just one example of something a little bit lacking. So, the first two seasons end on just a banger finale, balls to the wall stuff. And this one just kind of ends on a whimper. Like the fight isn't quite up to par with what I feel like a finale should be, because an ending to something is obvious, and honestly, in my opinion, is the most important part. It's a beginning and an ending. I feel should be the thing that everything strives to make the best it could possibly be, because when you go into something blind, you want just a banger opening. You want to be blown away. And I feel like the same thing is true for the finale. So this finale kind of just has a kind of a weak final fight. It kind of leaves the audience wanting more. Whereas, since we're going to be waiting so long for our next season, I feel like you shouldn't really leave them with like not a full stomach, so to speak.
Yeah. I understand that. See, I'm going to give you the perspective of somebody who more or less doesn't really give a shit about movies in the sense of, I couldn't say how it makes you feel, because I do care about that, but a sense of like the construction of the movie and what the beginning should be, what the ending should be. For me, when I watch a movie, okay, I want there to be, this is just my personality. I want there to be a hidden meaning in every single movie. Like I want there to be something. I want there to be something behind the scenes that when you see it, you're like, oh, they're really talking about this, or they're really talking about that.
I don't think it should be in every movie. I don't think it should be in every movie. Okay. I disagree. I don't think it should be in every movie.
But
because
see,
some movies,
maybe hold on.
You need to get away from real life. There are some movies where you don't need a meaning and shouldn't have a meaning. Just movies where you just want to get away from reality, get away from all the bullshit that's going on, and you don't have to think. You just sit there and you want to laugh. I get it. Now I do get movies. I mean, there's some comedies that I do like that they do have a meaning to it. But I don't think that every single movie that comes out should have a meaning to it, like some kind of, behind the scenes meaning, where you have to like sit there and think like, oh man, I love those movies, and I get where you're coming from, Jan, but I don't think every movie though should have that.
That's fair, and maybe that's just because that's what every movie that I watch has in it, because that's what I like. I like, I like thinking. I'm always thinking about something.
Yeah,
like, it's probably to my detriment, but that's for another podcast.
Jared, I agree with you there. I love finding just life messages just about all media I watch, because I feel like I can already provide enough stupidity and just random shit for my own life. So I kind of want to watch something that gives you something to take away. So Daredevil's one example. So we're talking about creativity, whether it's there or whether it's starving, whether they've run out of ideas. So here's another thing I want to talk about. Another show that just came out recently. Corn, you've been watching it, Castlevania. I didn't want to spoil it for you, but that is something that I've seen recently that just knocks it out of the park and delivers creativity and just action, heart, and a good pacing that the audience stays attracted to the entire time. There's no like real cutaway. There's no moment where I was like, this sucks. Where's the good stuff? The entire time I was just enthralled, enthused, and the ending actually was a good kicker, and it made you walk away satisfied. So there are still little little parts of the media that is, keeping up with this stuff. But as far as big name things like movies and things that I've been seeing, like when we talk about Marvel a lot,
Yeah.
I feel like most of those have just kind of been leaving me wanting more, with a few exceptions. So, like, what do you think about that one example? Since we're the
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean in terms of exceptions? You talking about in terms of like leaving the fans with something they want, like what they want something more, or in terms of like, all right, we're satisfied, let's move on.
Yeah, well, Castlevania left me really satisfied and wanting more, which I feel is the best thing, best of both worlds.
Well, like we said before, Marvel, like on our other podcast, Marvel has not proven to me that they can write a good script consistently. They come out with like one movie every 2 years where they're writing good, consistent scripts for movies, good stories. To where, yes, some of them do have meanings. Yes, some of them are, action packed, whatever. But like we said, with the whole Netflix business thing going on, if they take those, it's going to be good and bad for those Netflix Marvel shows because they're going to get money. They're going to get the bag. Per se, so they're getting paid, huh?
And it's unfortunate it all ends up being about the money, after a while. Because I feel like here's another thing, the whole time gap thing. When the Marvel Cinematic Universe first started, what was it, back in like 2008, right?
Yeah.
We were just young, like it all felt kind of like a dream come true to us. We didn't see things for what they were. It all kind of felt like this was a big escape. It was like this anti-reality that I just fell in love with, and I felt like every single time I went to those, I was fully satisfied. But growing up, you mature, your tastes change, you start thinking about deeper things, and then now I don't feel like I really walk away with much from most of these movies. I mean, Infinity War was an exception just because there was so much going on.
I'll tell you what, movies nowadays, everything nowadays is money grabbers. I mean, I went to go see Halloween, and I told my sister because we're big Halloween series fans, and I told her, I was like, I'm going to need a few days. I might even have to go see it again to actually really tell you whether I loved it or whether it was like really, really good or actually really, really bad. And like, at first I was like, oh man, Halloween was really, really good. But then like, I started thinking to myself, like, of all the scenes that were in it and like the roles that were switched from the other Halloween movies and how like it's relatable to 2018. I mean, it's good and bad, but like for me, like the movie was okay, but it wasn't great. They switched it to like 3 females beat up a grown ass man. I mean, he's a serial killer, yeah, I get it. But I mean, it's 2018, so you got to have the females. And like in the old Halloween series, she had a daughter, which was Danielle Harris, like in the old 80s ones. And then she had Josh Hartnett. She had a son that was Josh Hartnett in H2O in the late 90s. And then now it's 2018. Oh, we're going to switch it. She has a daughter and a granddaughter, and all 3 of them kill Michael Myers in the end. What kind of bullshit is that?
Well,
I mean, it's a money grabber. It's a money grabber because they're trying to say, okay, 3 women, feminism, yes. All right, 2018, now they're getting a boatload of money. Now they're talking about a sequel and doing this and doing it. I'm like, honestly, as much as I love Halloween, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
That begs another question to me, which is creativity even profitable anymore?
Yeah, exactly, yes.
Like, in terms of, are you saying profitable or credible?
Profitable in terms of, is thinking outside the box of what mainstream culture thinks. I know we're talking about mainstream media, so obviously it's part of mainstream culture. But,
Yep, exactly.
But does straying away from what people are thinking that they want to see, does that limit your income by, 5 million, 10 million,
Probably
20 million, 50 million?
Dude, yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if
nobody wants to see new stuff anymore?
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam. I
was gonna say that I'm probably, not to discredit you, Corman, I'm probably the biggest superhero fan here. I just can't get enough of it. And I feel like they won't make new things because people aren't going to be as attracted to if they change something old, because that's going to stir up more controversy, because that's something that's existed for a long time, which again isn't original anymore. Like I'm trying to make my own comic series. I write stuff for it and draw characters, but you're going to find similarities of things that have already existed, because hardly anything can truly be original these days. But a unique idea is still probably not going to draw in as much of a crowd as something that's been around since forever. And it's really unfortunate because people want to make their dreams come true and make their creations a reality. All these Comic-Cons I've been to, all these people doing that, and they still got to compete with the big boys. They still got to realize that everything they make, no matter what, is going to be compared to the big dogs, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, X-Men, all that stuff. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's just the world we live in, and that's how creative things go about. They're going to be judged and compared to shit, and it sucks, but that's just the way it is. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do about it. But go ahead. But
I got 2 points to make. First point is to answer Jaren's question about is it profitable. No.
To stray from the status quo.
No, not nowadays. Not now.
This is true.
Well, I don't think, honestly, I don't see it changing, because you look at, and my second point is you look at mainstream media, you look at mainstream anything. WWE, I'll use WWE for example. People are outraged about everything, the decisions they make or whatever, but they're not going to stop watching. You want to know why? Because WWE is everywhere you look. WWE is everywhere you go. Is WWE putting out the best content in professional wrestling? No, not at all. But they're everywhere. They own that, like they're pretty much on USA. They're on Hulu. They're on every platform you can think of.
Yeah.
And they're cheap. And they've got millions and millions and millions of fans and subscribers worldwide. And that's a perfect example right there. Like I don't think that, and they're not putting out the best content, but they conformed to what we call the PG era. And before all this, after all this stuff really started kicking off, they were still in the PG era where they were like, okay, we can't do this anymore. We can't say this anymore. Can't have this kind of character anymore. I mean, it was good and bad because they had some really bad. They were really bad in terms of like racism, in terms of characters and stereotyping characters. But but like now no, you're not going to be that profitable. You might have some people, but people are afraid to speak out. So people are afraid to follow people who think outside the box, outside of the mainstream box.
Yeah.
People like us that think outside of the mainstream box. There are probably more of us than the people who don't think outside the box. But people like us, we also have to think about, okay, we have jobs, especially in the entertainment business. You're not going to be able to think outside the box. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to speak your mind. So no, I don't find it that profitable. You might be able to make a profit. You might be able to have a house. You might be able to, make a living off of thinking and living outside the box. Which in America, you can't really live outside the box either. But thinking outside the box, I mean, it's not profitable. Not as profitable as mainstream. And I don't ever see it being equal to mainstream. No.
Not as much as conforming. That's a very good point. Yeah, it's really just the way the society's come to. Is like that people want to copy each other, they don't want to speak out, they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and they get offended by everything. I mean, you see it everywhere. I mean, we want to they get into the PC era, which is you said PG era, no, PC era. It's all kind of connected. Yeah, and like you lose quality for that shit, and you lose like adult themes. Like you look at animation and stuff, and back to media in general. The stuff we grew up with was light years better than the shit the kids are growing up with now. At least from like from a cartoon standpoint, from a story plot standpoint. I mean, and there's rare exceptions. Like I just mentioned Castlevania earlier. There's rare exceptions. There's diamonds in the rough, but it's so few and far between these days, and it's getting worse. I mean, it's very obvious that it is getting worse. There's really nothing you can do about it.
And like I said before, and like I've said a million times before. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's not really going to be like, okay, we're done with that PC era. No, this is to stay, bro. This is like when people have, like when our generation has kids, which I mean we already have, but when our generation like gets to that age where we can like look back and be like, oh man, when we were kids, whatever, and blah blah blah, now everything is so political. And I don't even like the word politically correct. Like, what is politically correct? Like,
I mean, we could look up the definition, but I just want to I just want to say I've noticed just a great shift with like everybody. I mean, we're at the end of the day, all three of us, we're old school. We're old school dudes at the end of the day.
Yes.
At least when it comes to what thoughts are grounded in us. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we essentially grew up with boomers' kids as parents. And we were kind of in a way raised like baby boomers, which was you got to work for what you need. You got to go get it. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you. You're not owed shit.
And that's
You know what I mean?
that's a good one to
Yeah.
tell with.
If you're a man,
Yeah.
this is how you are. If you're a woman, this is how you are.
Yeah.
You know, there's no ambiguity with that.
So choosing what you want
Absolutely.
to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
from a genetic standpoint. Yeah.
Now,
And I-
the definition for a political correct is exhibiting or failing to exhibit political correctness, which that doesn't really.
That doesn't
Of
sound like
course.
anything.
And that's just a perfect fucking example
Yeah.
of
Yeah, but
why nobody knows shit now.
Yeah,
Right.
but the synonyms are obviously unoffensive, non-discriminatory,
Okay.
unbiased, neutral, appropriate, nonpartisan.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so it means it basically means you just allow you just have to be cool with everybody. You have to be cool with everything.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's the way we'll go on.
Every
Unfortunately.
form, every like, we'll save the main topics for next time, but like you cannot make a show or a movie or a game or any form of media now without including every form of like a minority, no matter what it is, race, gender, sexual orientation, you name it. It has to be there because somebody will get offended, and it's just.
Here's the thing: I don't mind it being in like I don't want to seem like like a illiterate or dumbass or whatever, but I don't mind seeing that stuff like
I don't
in
either.
things.
I
But
don't mind
when
seeing
it's
it
when you literally had to put a gay character in every fucking show, you have to put one in every fucking movie. You have to turn the main character into like Power Rangers. When was the Yellow Ranger ever gay? When was the Blue Ranger ever autistic? What was he in the movie?
Yeah, he was
Like,
autistic.
But hey, I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick. Could you say that because of what you just said, the Yellow Power Ranger now being gay, could you consider that the new creativity for this new world that we live in? Like, okay, this is us being creative. We'll make the Yellow Ranger gay. We'll make 3 chicks
That's not
kill.
creative. That's not
creative.
playing. That's playing off of what's. That's just playing
I
off.
agree, but I'm saying some of these people will play that off as creativity and to to go along with the times.
I feel like the less.
Just playing devil's advocate. I obviously you know how I feel about this. But.
I agree with you, Jaron. I feel like.
And we're not hating on gays. Let's just get that over. We're not hating on gays.
Not at all.
We're not
No.
we're not hating on LGBTQ
Not at
community. We're
No.
just saying that this is 3 old head young dudes voicing our opinions. So if there's
Yeah,
any
of course.
problems, there's not. But go ahead.
I feel like the
Not at
way
all.
that those who have the least amount of like right brain activity, which is the creative side, if I remember right, if you guys can vouch for me on this one or not, because I could be wrong on this, but I feel like those who are just literally living by reality alone and aren't using their creative portion of their brain will find like someone being gay creative or wow, this is brand new. Oh, glad they switched it up on us. When that's honestly the creativity should be coming from story, from like development, from plot and stuff you haven't seen before. Because there is you can do all kinds of things still with a creative plot. You can move like any message, any kind of like amount of a climax to a movie or to a show, to anything can still be super creative because that stuff is still there. You can still do anything you want with a story,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like in terms of mainstream, being creative is definitely like something that's I don't want to say discredited, but it's not as credible as it used to be. Because now people are. I mean, you look at how people are crying about, oh, we want Captain America to be a woman, we want Thor to be a black woman, blah 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 blah, and now they're like playing out. That's not creative. It's not creative.
No,
it's not.
But they're going along with it though. That's the thing.
Yeah, because if you go
Because it
along
makes
with
money.
that,
Yeah.
if you go along with what all these fans, what all these people are crying about, which honestly I don't think it's all these people. I think it's like probably 20% maybe that are crying about it, and you perform with that, you're gonna make more money because you're gonna have the hardcore comic fans are still gonna go see it because we're hardcore comic fans, and then you got the people, you got the LGBT, you got sorry, you got them coming to go see it. And then you've got, you got kids going to go see it. Like everyone's going to go see it now. I get where they're coming from and I get why they're doing it, but at the same time, it's like there's no creativity in this in terms of characters anymore. You're just playing off of what's going on, and which honestly that's good and bad. Like at least you're paying attention to what's going on in the world, but at the same time, you're not being creative about it.
No, dude. Here's something I just thought of, which plays exactly into this. I feel like, Jared, you were talking about creativity not making money earlier.
Yeah.
I feel like hate and disturbing the peace makes mad money. I feel like people who are offended, I feel like they go to see it just to see how much it's going to piss them off. And I feel like companies know that's going to rile people up. I've been sending you those comicbook.com links where it's like literally they're posting stuff like, let's make Bruce Wayne black. This will make the character better. And they're posting stuff like, which one of these guys should be the new Captain America? And you got just people in the comments just slaying them alive. And I feel like that's generating their profit because people are clicking on their links. They're stirring up the masses and stuff.
But that's been going on forever though, where people are like basically clickbait. Well, I call everything clickbait, but where it's basically clickbait.
Has it though, to this degree, where the internet is a bigger utility than it ever has been, right in the middle of the offended era, as we call it.
Because if you get enough clicks on something, especially when it's comic book related or movie related, and then one of the production studios see that and they see, oh, this person had this title up here saying let's make Bruce Wayne black, got let's say 16 million clicks.
All right.
Let's call up fucking Denzel Washington and let's a black Batman.
Yeah, get it popping.
Venom is Venom. The Joker movie Arthur is coming out. Like that's.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's shit.
Yeah. That should be a test right there.
It's just perfect. It's still got a humongous amount of haters attached to it, which I feel like it still fuels, their money bubbles.
Yeah, but look at how much money it made in the box office when they weren't expecting that much money in the box office, and they've already tacked on 2 more sequels to Venom.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody I talked to said it was a horrible movie.
Except you.
I thought, honestly, because I went in and I didn't expect a thing from that movie, but it was it was pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
It was pretty good.
I didn't see it. I don't want to see it. But to each their own. I mean,
watch Titan either.
Well, Corey, you were the only person I talked to who said it was at least a good movie.
Clint too.
I mean, it was good. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it was good. Like I sat there and watched it and was intrigued by it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Clint's not credible.
I knew you couldn't let that go.
Every movie's good unless it's horror.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so here's another one. So, like, Corin, you and I played our fair share of Super Smash Bros. That's a series I hold near and dear to my heart because I played the whole series. So this plays into the creative topic. And I'll be brief because there are people on there slaying that series a lot too. Because in this latest final trailer, the creator decides to save everyone's favorite characters. Like, we both like Shadow the Hedgehog. They decide he was in a summoning, right, in the older games. So they decide to hide him behind the curtains the entire time when they had the old information. And he decides to release it, showing Shadow as a summoning in the very last trailer at the very last second before the game comes out, when they could have just showed it in the initial release like he'd been all along, making fans think he was going to be playable just to stir up haters. And it's just like, it works because like you got fans pissed off not going to buy your game. And I don't understand really the appeal in just going out of your way to piss off your fans and anything, It feels like it's just malicious for no reason. Like, why would you want to upset your fan base and make them not want to buy your product? It's like, do you think any other examples of that?
Because you already had a lot of people pre-ordering that. I guarantee you had a lot of people pre-order that game. I guarantee you, not that many people are going to go back to GameStop or wherever they pre-ordered it from and un-pre-order the game.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Fast money is fast money, man. Yeah, especially when you ain't got no money. Fast money is fast money.
I feel like the whole theme of nothing really lasting that long at all in this world in general is now making its way into media and movies and fan bases and all this other kind of stuff. Because if they can get the quick money now, piss off a few 100,000, whatever, a few million fans, depending on how big it is, they'll do it.
Yeah.
And they know deep down inside the fans are going to come back like a scalded dog because they have so many attached memories to that that specific topic or to that specific genre, movie or game or whatever it is, franchise.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they know they're going to come back. They're going to give them another chance because, well, it's still Sonic, it's still Marvel, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's right. Yep, they will. You gotta be in a certain situation with your money.
Right, yeah.
With your money and your finances, like I'm not gonna get it now because I also have to get a Switch. That's a whole lot of money. But most of the people who already have all this stuff, they're still gonna do it because it doesn't matter how much you this company might go out of the way to bring this person down or these people down. Yeah, like what you just said. They're diehard fans. They're attached to the series. They're not gonna shoo it away now. It doesn't matter what this company does.
Absolutely
now.
not. No, they're still gonna get it.
They can get on there and flick off the whole fan base and just like
yeah,
they could take things out of the game and people would still buy it. I bet. It's just, yeah. And there were so many dick riders on those comments saying, "Leave this man alone. He does so much for us." Man, shut the fuck up. These people are over here just giving this guy. They would probably pay double price for it to get it out right now. And I'm just like, this is so true in so many things. People are just sheep. There's so many freaking sheep out there, man. And it really is upsetting when you see people like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I stopped getting the new Madden game. Like, I don't ever get Madden when it first comes out. If it's free or a discount on PS4, I might get it. But I mean, no.
Yeah, when I got it, it was
and 2K as well. Yeah, and 2K as well. Like, not like games that where you got so attached to as a kid in games, and not just games either, like genres and all that stuff. Like, everything's changing. Horror now is changing. Like, there's not that much gore and stuff in the big time horror movies now. They're coming out in like the big studios. They're making all this hoopla with, this movie's gonna be the scariest movie, blah, blah, like Netflix. Dude, I sat there and wasted 10 hours, if not more, on haunting Hill House.
Yes, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the shitty
ending. And then I haven't finished it yet. So, but the on Google, what made me watch it was because the night it came out, I looked on Google, and it popped up, and it was like, this is what horror really needed all these years. I'm like, oh shit, me being a huge horror fan, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna watch this joint. I get halfway through the scene, and I'm like, where's the horror? Like, it's not scary at all.
You know what upset me about that series?
It's a good plot, but it's like, I feel like I'm watching. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show on Netflix called Bloodline, but it's like watching that show.
I'll watch a couple episodes.
Like,
I will say
like,
one thing to that.
It's for family. That's it. Like,
yeah. I will say though that they've definitely toned the movies down, but some of the TV series like The Walking Dead are full of gore.
Yeah, they're amping it up on.
Yeah.
Like, which is weird to me because I've seen some shit, but when I look at The Walking Dead, I'm like, wow, I can't even believe that they're showing that.
I've seen
on a lot of the stuff.
I love what they're doing, what they've done with the show Walking Dead. And hey, if you ever watched Game of Thrones,
yeah, Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah,
like there's still people out there that still love the gore and the nastiness, and like is it not even in this, not because it's gory and nasty, but because it's real shit that people get their arms cut off. Yeah. People get their heads chopped off. People get bows through their head. Like, shit happens.
And now you're seeing it less and less in so many things. So whenever you do see it, people love it. Like, they're like, whoa, they're actually doing this here? I can't believe it. Yeah, I didn't think they were doing this anywhere else. So yeah, they're gonna love it, man.
Just like the show, just like one episode on Black Mirror where the mom, she had her daughter like censored all the bad shit in her daughter's brain. How do you think the kids growing up now are gonna feel where everything's so censored now? Everything.
Great reference.
The world. They're not seeing the real world until they hit 18 years old and they get in the real world and they don't know how to fucking react to it. They don't know how to conform to what actually happens in the real world.
Exactly.
Another question is the real world going to be censored? Which it already is, kind of.
But I think we're in the very early stages of mass censorship.
I mean,
across everything.
Yeah, but
where you live,
it's happening so fast to where I guarantee you, like 5 years from now, when you go on, and again, I'm not trumping like transgenders or anything like that, but where you go for an application, it's going to be like male and female are probably going to be at the bottom of the list. I guarantee.
They're the ones that won't offend anyone.
Gender, male and female is going to be at the bottom of the list. Not trumping them, but I'm just saying, like, you're male, like, I don't know. It's crazy.
It's going to be a thing of the past. It's going to be old. It's not going to be of the times to be, a male or a female. Yeah, because you're just
kids now are growing up to where their parents are like, oh, well, we're going to let you choose. And it's not, if you let your child choose their own gender, what else are you going to let them choose when it comes to life? Where a child is not supposed to choose. The parent's supposed to choose for the child until the child gets of age to where they can make decisions in life, to where they have a full functioning brain where they can make decisions in life.
Absolutely. I thought what being a parent was making the hard decisions to show that you are a responsible adult and didn't care about your kid's future? Like, you're gonna let a little kid decide all that?
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't give a shit at that point.
Because now the hardest part of being a parent now has to be just financially. That's about it.
Yeah. Between letting babysitters raise them, the schools raise them, Big Daddy corrupt government raise them, you know, movies and media and TV raise them. Like, all you gotta do is just make sure you got enough paper and you know,
got a toilet paper and
and if you don't,
because
every woman, the government take care of it. So you're there too.
Everybody wants to be friends with their kids, and that's not.
Nah, you don't need that.
And growing up, you would think, oh, that's like. I mean, we all knew somebody in school, at least like a couple people, if not more, where their parents
like that. Yeah.
Their parents let them do whatever because their parents want to be friends with them. But it's just like
now.
At the end of the day, like, look at them now. They're probably parents themselves. Some of them are parents themselves now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or were before we even graduated high school.
Gosh, yeah.
But I mean, with all this stuff going on, man, it's just everything's changing, and it's changing so fast. Like, they're not batting an eye. They're like, okay, let's change this, let's change that. All right, you can choose whatever gender you want to be. You have men turning into women, beating up women in mixed martial arts, saying that they're women.
Yeah. It's all happening right in front of us. It's crazy to think what the next generation will see and be accustomed to. Like, when all of our kids, if some of us, I mean, I hope they have some someday, whoever does, what they will be seeing when we're old, if we all get to be ripe and old, it's pretty crazy to think about, because like everything, I feel like everything's fair game now. So what more is coming? It's
a whole lot more is coming. A whole lot more is coming.
A whole lot more, my friend.
It's not going to stop. Like, everybody was freaking out 10 years ago, if even that, when they were saying they were going to start putting chips in people's hands and shit. A lot more shit's going to start happening. To where your social security number is going to be like your credit card. So if you have a bad credit score, you can't do shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and
cash money's going to go away. Debit cards, credit cards are going to go away. All that shit.
And not to keep taking it off topic, but by 2020, we're going to have this real ID. We're going to have to, apply for this real ID, which is basically what Corn just said, is, your typical driver's license stuff, plus your social security number, blood type, these type of weird things are going to be associated with your license. So every time you scan it, they're going to see. Oh, also facial recognition. So when all the facial recognition cameras are coming out, you can be spotted in a crowd at any point in time, because you're then on this database that says, oh, this is this person. They work here. They have this is their social security number. This is
this is their race.
This is their resume, basically. Yeah.
That's pretty rough.
And this is coming by 2020. This real ID is coming in a year and a half or less.
Damn.
I was at the DMV.
And I guarantee you, it's not going to be mandatory probably until like 2 years after that, because they always try and
they'll make it sound like it's no big deal.
Yeah. They're going to be like, oh, well, we've had all these robberies and we haven't been able to find the suspects. Now we can. That's our explanation.
But then it'll get worse and worse, and then all the innocent people will be fucked over too. Yeah, it's just like the makings of so many movies. Like, there's been a lot of dystopic movies like that. So eventually, real life will just become that, and it's
absolutely.
It's crazy to think about. I really would love to be old and my time pass before this shit happens, but I guess we can't escape it now.
No, that's why I'm not. If I die young, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all, man. It's awful, man. Get your passports ready. As you go somewhere else, it's still not gonna last that long. It's gonna go worldwide too. I guarantee it.
Yep.
Everybody copies America, so it's gonna happen. Or America's copying someone else, so it's gonna happen.
Man, here lately, people are getting fed up with America, though.
Yeah, and then they go somewhere else. Though it might not happen when it happens here in America, but it's gonna happen eventually. You might buy maybe a couple of years. But
But I'm talking about countries are not using the U.S. dollar for oil trades and things like this. Yeah. Like these are stuff that America has solidified since World War II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So to think that these countries are finally giving America the finger, that means interesting things for us, because America is built on being the bully and not being nice to people. believe it or not.
Yeah.
But look where it got us as a country. We're the world superpower. We are, we have bases everywhere, literally.
They knew what they were doing when they built this country.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be evil, but they're smart. Like I've said from the beginning, like the government is not stupid.
No, not
They're
at all.
evil. They're evil.
They're 1,000 steps ahead of us. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're evil, but they are smart as shit. Because they're like, okay, how can we get people? How can we reintroduce slavery without just saying, hey, here's slavery? Oh, let's throw this in here. Let's mix it up with a little bit of this, mix it up with a little bit of that. Make people happy for a little bit. Make them blind to what we're actually doing behind the scenes. And then bam, here you go. There you go. All right, you can't get this now. Oh, when did this happen? Especially how you ever like work? I mean, even when we were working at Food Line, you saw old people come in. Oh, when do we get this thing? When do we get that? Blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah.
Times changing.
Very true. You really can't escape it. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. Little things, which I guess in the grand scheme of things, and the media being conformed is a little thing compared to all that. So it's like
this is true.
Yeah.
But you could say that the media controls a large aspect of our lives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if your Wi-Fi goes down for 3 hours. You're going berserk, aren't you? Don't say you're not.
Oh yeah.
We are, but honestly, whenever I'm not looking at a screen, I'm always way happier. This stuff does suck your soul away. It really does.
What's the first thing you ask when you come into my house?
Yes, because that way you're not spending I'm not spending all my data. But if I'm like reading a book or something, I'm usually way happier, way more at peace than I am if I'm on the phone, which is a big addiction.
What's the first thing you take out your bag when you get in my crib?
The laptop. Well, dude, yes, I know, because we have all these things available.
I mean, as
He's proving his point, though, is what he's saying.
As much as we admit it does control. Like, I'm not saying it controls our lives, but it definitely consumes it.
I'm just saying that, like, even if I'm at work, I'm always thinking of way more creative stuff than if I'm at home. It's like, yes, it controls us, but it's become an addiction to so many people. And honestly, if we just backed away from it for a while, we'd probably all be a lot better for it, you know?
Yeah, especially social media.
Dude, yes.
It's not going away. It's not.
It's not going to go away. It never will.
It's too much stock in that.
It's just self-control, you know?
Too much
people
control into it. Yeah. It's got everybody's mind. What so-and-so said this on Twitter. Like, Kim Kardashian said retarded a couple days ago on Twitter, and Twitter blew up. And then she went and erased that post, and then made a video apologizing about it.
Wow. Yeah,
that's
national news because their word is law. It's
2018. Like, and I mean, and the thing is, man, like, they were separating people too, man. Like, whether it's by race, whether it's by gender, whether it's by what's the word? Psychologic,
like,
or mental abilities. Like, I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. Remember when we were in elementary school and everybody was friends with everybody?
Oh yeah. Before we all started maturing.
We were kids, right? We were kids, and you could be best friends with somebody who's like mentally challenged, right? But you wouldn't know they're mentally challenged until you got to Shelburne, which is middle school. When you get to middle school, and they separate everybody, and then you have like your cliques. Then you have the people that are in slower classes. They say, oh, you have ADHD, or oh, you have this or that, have that. Then everybody separates, and then go forth, and then from then on, you get to go through middle school, different cliques, different groups. Go to high school, same thing, and then you get into life, and then everybody's so used to being separated, and everybody's so used to. I mean, there's a lot of people that do have open minds, but there's a lot of people who don't. You know, so I think they mold you at such a young age. At we're like 11 when we get to middle school. When you get to 6th grade, most people are like 11, 12.
Yeah.
So
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already trying to shape your mind into like, okay, like this is where you belong. You know, this is how it is, whatever. But I feel like, you know, if they didn't do that, you know, or at least not do it at such a young age, like middle school, I feel like people will be a lot more accepting of other people, and people can see past the bullshit.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
kids
very true.
nowadays are developing much faster mentally than much faster physically than mentally.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
about to say, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
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 It's like, yeah, when you just look outside and look at people look a lot, me included, people look a lot older than they actually are.
Yeah.
From my experience, the older I get, the more, the older even younger people look than
Yeah.
than me. But they might not, but they're certainly not there mentally yet.
Oh, absolutely not.
You know.
Hormones in the food, hormones in everything.
Right. Yeah,
So,
you guys told me about that a while back about the hormones in the food making people.
yeah, that's what Nate and Jeremy were telling me about. When I was like, man, why are these like 16-year-old chicks looking like they're like 30?
Yeah.
And they're telling me, they're like, yeah, because the hormones they're putting in the food, the shit they're putting in the food, in the air, like everything, water, drinks, whatever.
Yeah.
All that shit's making people like your body is growing faster than it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Very strange and very fucked. But
Yeah.
yeah, again, that's just.
Oh yeah. I'm saying, yeah, we're fucked. Like people in general, this world is fucked. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's definitely other planets out there that have people on them, that have people. May not be humans, but I think honestly, there's at least a couple other planets out there that have humans.
Yeah, who's to say, man?
Hold it out there, or Earth.
I don't know about humans, but there's definitely life. I'll give you that. I'll give you life.
Probably
like I said before,
And I'm thinking even more advanced life than us.
I mean, there's you gotta think about it. There's infinity. There's a whole nother solar, like.
What I would like there to be is there like an alternate Earth, like everyone's there, but it's like a different version of them. That'd be pretty sick. Like in the opposite end of the galaxy or whatever, like the opposite galaxy. There have been like shows and movies about that already, but I think it'd be pretty awesome if that was real. Like,
I think you mean dimension, bro. Because
I don't know about that because when you're born, like like when you're born, like when your parents fuck or whatever, like there's not two of the same people fucking, the same two people fucking in another Earth, and they make the same kid.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know, dude? Yeah. What if literally those same two people existed? Like, have you ever seen one of those shows where it's like there's the other person, it's you, but it's like they got different colored hair or some shit, and they're a totally different, like the exact opposite of you or something? Like,
doppelganger. Yeah, I've seen doppelgangers of everyone except literally by myself. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are doppelgangers here on this Earth of people that I know. So
yeah.
Yeah, people do look like each other. Yeah.
A quick Google search you can find all kinds of crazy doppelgangers.
Oh yeah.
And without plastic surgery.
I saw Adam's doppelganger at Domino's a few years ago. John's a few years ago.
Yeah.
Of course.
He was like 40 years old, but yeah, it was literally Adam.
You guys find a doppelganger of me at least once a month. So.
Oh, dude, yeah, Jaron, you're so easy to find doppelgangers, so dude.
I'm just bullshitting when I say that.
I know.
I really do see a lot of people who look like Jaron a lot.
You think all black people look alike though? So
no, I don't see many people look like you, but I see a lot of Jarons, and I see an occasional Clint. I see some me's. Dude, freaking Logan Paul looks like me.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he could share some of his money with you.
All that money he earns, that hard-earned money. Bro, see that? There's something else. Back to grades.
Brother.
What's up?
Joe Paul.
Yeah, but back to that shit. There's someone else who's, dude. Literally, he made most of his fortune off that video of him laughing at that person that hung himself. Is that really where he got most of his money from?
No.
Right.
He was like some kind of he was famous before that. He got backlash for that, and then came back from that. Like him and his brother made some kind of. He has a brother, right?
Yeah.
I think is that his brother?
Jake Paul. Yeah, the other one who's famous. Yeah.
Yeah, made some kind of video after that, and but he apologized for that, and people accepted him because he still has millions and millions of people. If he were someone else, I don't think that would happen. But
a lot of them are kids. I noticed a lot of his followers and like subscribers are little kids, and it really sucks when you not only are over there making really bad content, but you have little kids who are in love with you, and it really sucks. It's really like corrupting the youth.
Kids Kids don't have that many good role. I'm not saying they don't have any good role models, but they don't have many good role models nowadays like we did. And not saying that all role models were that great either, but I mean, they were hell of a lot better than the ones now because now people are getting famous for stupid shit.
Oh yeah, like now role models are
Yeah.
like you said, like Logan Paul and Danielle Bregoli are role models to these kids now.
Yeah, I watched an interview actually with Dr. Phil last week where he said that he had an interview and they asked him, they said, how do you feel about they call her Cash Me Outside girl, but Danielle Bregoli.
Yeah.
They say, how do you feel about her success? He's like, she's not in a good situation right now. That's what he said. He was like,
Oh wow.
he basically said like after that one interview that she did that got her famous,
Yeah.
he took her to a ranch that they have to not conform. I hate using that word because I don't really know what it means, but they to help them get better and have a better attitude in life and stuff like that. And he said that she got so good to a point that where she got promoted to being a counselor to help other troubled youth in the country. And that it's like some famous ranch that they take troubled youth to, kind of like how they did what's that show they did? Would take all the bad kids to the prison and trying to scare them.
Yeah,
Oh,
Beyond Scared Straight. Yeah.
Beyond Scared. Yeah.
Well, except they took them to a ranch to where they're not trying to scare them, they're just trying to help them become better people. So they go out there, they work on a farm, they have little counseling sessions and shit like that. Okay. And she did so good. She was there for like 6 months or something like that. And she did so good that they made her a counselor. And then she, graduated or whatever and left. And then she left and got home and went back to the same life she was living before that. And then she got famous. Yeah, and then she got famous. And then Dr. Phil had her and her mom back for it. This is all coming from Dr. Phil from the interview I watched last week.
Yeah, okay.
He invited her and her mom back to the Dr. Phil show. They came back, and he said that he took her and her mom out and sat them on that stage, but there was no audience. There's no one there. And then her mom was like so standoffish because she was like, "Where's everybody up? Where's the show?" He's like, "We don't need an audience." He said, "This is just a checkup to see how everything's going."
Right. Of course, they wanted the audience. Of course.
Yeah. And then her mom, being Frankenstein, pretty much, was so standoffish and didn't want to answer any questions. Didn't want to do anything with Dr. Phil after that. So he just left and went back into the life that they're living now. And he's like, she's not in a good situation, which obviously everybody knows she's not in a good situation because she's 16 years old.
Well, she's 16 now.
Doing what she's doing. Well, she's about to turn 16.
Of course,
But doing what she's doing.
But yeah.
She's not in school. I mean, granted, she's making millions, but I mean, she's not in school anymore. She hasn't been in school in like 2 years ever since that show, that one episode of Dr. Phil. So, I mean, that's just a testament right there to where, and she's little kids role models. Like I follow on this.
Oh yeah.
See little kids dressed up as her and idolizing her, and I hate using that word, but idolizing her and doing all this other stuff. It's just.
Well, she, she got turned into a celebrity, and it was probably her mom's fault, to be honest.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It's definitely her mom's fault. Not even probably, bro.
Yeah.
Mom's fault.
Yeah.
Because she's still a kid. You can't blame just her.
And you want to talk about dead creativity?
It has to be on her mom.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, you want to talk about dead creativity? She doesn't write her own rhymes. She doesn't come up with any of her own choreography. It's just like, here you go.
Wow,
Here,
really?
do this.
Here,
do this as best you can.
You do that, and you make a lot of money.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So they're all getting a cut of it, obviously. They have to be getting a cut of that shit.
Right,
I mean, come on.
But she's still making probably money I'll never see in my lifetime.
Oh, none of us. I mean, but at what cost?
But I mean, it's not a given.
Yeah, but like I said, at what cost? Like I'll be okay never being a multimillionaire. I plan on being a millionaire. Let's get that straight. Not a multimillionaire necessarily.
I like me too. Yeah.
But if that's the way you get it, I mean, what do you think about how much you give up to be in that position?
Dude, you're selling your soul to the devil. Ghost Rider, selling your soul to the devil.
Absolutely, yes.
For something for literally a snap second to live that lifestyle for
she could fall off. Yeah, she will fall off in no time. Well, maybe not anytime soon, but when she falls off, she falls off. Like
she's gonna fall hard. If she turn it around, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I hope she doesn't. I hope she falls. I hope she like fucks herself up. Like she's a 16-year-old girl. Like I'm not gonna fucking say that. But at the same time, it's like people get famous off of dumb shit now. and it's so annoying. Like it's gotten to the point where it's like super fucking annoying because you got people
social media for that.
Because you got people out here that have creativity. You got people out here that do decent shit. Not saying I'm a decent person, but saying that I at least attempt to do decent stuff, and I attempt to be a decent person.
Yeah.
And you got people out here that are just like, fuck it, and they go and make one Vine or make one video or whatever, and they're famous.
Yeah, viral. It goes viral, and they get just like a tremendous amount of money after so much time. Yeah, and it is crazy. It's like, I guess you have to think of it as they did do something, so I guess they deserve it. But then you see what kind of people they are, and it's like the case of those Paul brothers again. You find out they're just pieces of shit, but yet they're rich and they have followers, and it's like I feel like people are maybe following them at this point because they want to see how they got so successful.
Or they want to see what all the fuss is about,
Really, yeah. It's like when you start sacrificing morals for money, it just people become just these soulless sheep. We've been talking about this whole time. Like there's always somebody who is either sucking some dick of just like a big boy of a corporation who is just belittling themselves for a paycheck, and it just becomes sad because you see it so much, and it's just like, I guess that's just the fucking food chain. I guess that's just the survival of the fittest at its finest.
I got a question for you though. If someone came to you and said, "Hey, I want you to write my script. Like I'm gonna give you a script, and I just want you, and you hate it. You hate the script. I don't know what it is, but you hate it. You despise it. You don't like it at all. But they're like, hey, I'll give you $500,000 to publish it and put your name on it. But I don't want the backlash. But I'm gonna give you a whole bag of money to publish it. Would you do it?
You see, when you just put it like that, you also have to just analyze the whole thing and what you could see of happening in it too, because like there's always strings attached, man. I've been scammed. I've been scammed so many times. I probably wouldn't because I know I'm gonna get scammed somehow. Like
no. I mean, you're not if you get scammed. Like if they're literally like if you know you're gonna have $500,000 in your bank account once you publish whatever it is they want you to publish. No scam attached or anything like that. It's just you're gonna get backlash, but you're still gonna have a big old bag of money. So would you rather have a big bag of money and be all right? I mean, realistically speaking, I know like morally you're thinking right now like, oh yeah, I wouldn't. But would you really though? If somebody said, hey, like you think about a big house, a boat, or whatever it is, to stuff you like that you would know you would be able to afford.
Of course.
Because like I know me personally, I had to quit jobs that I was making good money in because I just didn't like it, but I was still making good money. But I had to do it because I had to think of myself. I was like, okay, if I really want this wrestling to work, I need to know that money isn't going to be the sole reason why I do anything.
Oh, dude.
Fair.
Yeah. The job I'm at right now is just for the money. So I definitely understand where you're coming from and wish I could just quit today. Honestly.
But it helped me. Sorry to interrupt you, but it helped me realize that I know that I'm not going to fall for like money if they say, oh, hey, put on this clown suit and go out there and dance in front of everybody in a ring. Like I don't care how much money you throw at me. I'm not going to fucking do that because this is something I care about. I'm not going to put money first and then be like, oh yeah, I got a big bag of money, but I demean myself.
Yeah, no, it's never worth that. Like it's never worth it. It's never worth the demeaning. So in that case, if you talk about backlash, if you talk about like I would be hated by people I care about most, I would absolutely turn the money down because like the only way I would ever accept something like that is if I was literally homeless or something like that,
Or what about if it went against your personal beliefs about anything?
Oh yeah.
Would you still do it?
Nah, not at that point.
Not even just anybody else, but what if it offended? What if it turned you off of yourself?
Yeah, dude, yeah. Then it's always a no. Yeah, fuck the money. If it's gonna fuck you up inside and make everybody you've always cared about dislike you, and it just if it's all that included, dude.
Are you sure, Adam? Because you're gonna be able to get that nice house that you want by the beach, and
I don't. I don't want a house right now. I mean,
I'm just, you know what I'm saying though.
No, I'd still say no, dude. I mean, because I would just always be cautious anyway, because like you say no scam attached, but I'm so used to getting fucked over by somebody on a phone.
We're talking hypothetically. We're not talking
hypothetically speaking.
Okay. This is all hypothetical.
Okay, well,
yeah.
So this person's the most honest con artist I've ever met in my life, who's just offering me money for
no,
slander.
They'll literally pay you. Korn's making a metaphor of what goes on in Hollywood, basically. It's like, look, here, this is what we want you to do. This is what you're going to do. You'll have, $5 million by the end of this. But if it's something you hate inside, you'll be famous. If it's something you absolutely hate inside, would you do it? Like that's all he's saying, really.
Like, would you go against your morals to be
No.
famous?
No,
And a lot of
because
people say no. A lot of people say no, but
of course.
realistically speaking,
And honestly, who are any of us to say what we would do if it was actually in front of us? But right now, I would say no, because I would rather create my own form of financial success and be proud of it, and not
Yeah.
and make like what, maybe $1,000 a month or something, just a cozy situation like that. Which I guess that's what I'm making now, but I'm not happy about it. If I was doing it literally and enjoying it in every sense of the word and was living a happy, fulfilled life, that is worth more than any freaking dollar. That is worth more than any Benjamin. And like, you can't. Some people are weak-willed and like weak inside, so they would absolutely just take the money. And I know a lot of people like that. But we've been around the block and we've seen how others get treated. And I just was giving you guys examples of all these sheep who are just sucking the dick of the mouth that feeds them. I wouldn't do that. I just don't think I would.
yeah. I mean, they capitalize on it. They know people's weaknesses too. Like, especially if you make that shit known on social media, and they say, oh, like I did this or I did that. Like, oh, hey man, you want to come get a few concussions and make a quick $2 million for people that people have never seen more than $200. People that come from what is it, like poverty? You know what I mean? You give them a whole bunch of money, like, oh hey, go do this. They're gonna fucking go do it because they don't have they don't have the money, and I think that's fucked up. Like, you feel good for them because they're getting money, but at the same time, it's like no one taught them how to manage it. No one, some people do manage their money that come from poor neighborhoods and stuff like that. But when you give them, when they're doing something that demeans themselves for that money, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very much.
I agree.
But that's the state we're in.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's not going to leave either. People are talking about, oh, get rid of football. Like, football's never going to leave. We love it too much. I love football. I would be mad if they got rid of football. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'll be mad if they got rid of football. At least college. I don't really watch NFL anymore, but college, and not because of the whole. I don't watch NFL just because it's boring to me now. But college football, like I watch that religiously, almost as much as I watch WWE. So, or professional wrestling in general. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I'm noticing in college football is that a lot of the, I mean, they've made a few rule changes, but a lot of the softer rules that they have in the NFL are not there in college.
No.
Like, not at all.
No. I mean, yeah, they still have like targeting. They have the targeting rule down.
Yeah, they still have that. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, a lot of the calls that they have in NFL aren't what's the word, privy to college.
Yeah, they don't really apply, I guess you could say. Or yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, football is one thing that's not going to go anywhere. Putting all these different genders in movies and shows and stuff is not going anywhere. Changing comic books now, not changing them, but adding to comic books now. To
changing applies to
the PC era is not going to go anywhere.
No.
There's everything you see right now is pretty much here to stay. I mean, honestly, I would really hate to see how it's going to look 10 years from now, even 5 years from now. It's going to look like where people get famous for dumb shit. But that looks like that's not going anywhere now either. Everybody
new creativity.
Everybody can sing now.
Everybody can sing. Yep. Oh, dude, believe me. If people Ice JJ Fish and people getting famous for not being able to sing is everywhere. And it's crazy that because all of this non-talent is considered so profitable.
It's at least entertaining.
Well, that's all it is. It's just pure entertainment at that point. And it's giving people false hope, thinking that they have these talents that they don't have, and it's really just fucked up. And we're just watching it all happen. We're all just chuckling around for the ride, and that's where we're at. I mean, people are sitting
there watching people and their downfall. People love to see people rise up, and they want to be there when they have that downfall too, so they can see it on their little screen. See where it's ridiculous.
Another problem people have is that they feel like they're in a shitty situation on their own. And then when they see somebody doing worse than them,
they'll feel better.
They get a little hit of, oh wow, well maybe I'm not doing so bad.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
I think we've all been there. Dude.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't go looking for it though.
Oh no.
But people go looking for it.
People
Like you sent those.
really
You sent
like
those.
like-
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, you sent those comments, those thirsty dudes on the Instagram pictures. Whenever you send those, I always get like a confidence boost. I'm always like, wow, yes, I'm so glad I'm not those guys. You know, like that is whenever you send those, I'm always like, dude, I love when you send those because I'm like, hell yeah, I love seeing this. I'm like, yes, I'm not this.
Yeah, because I'll see the picture and I'm like, damn, she's fine, but I ain't gonna be like in the comments like, oh,
ooh, bootylicious.
I love you so much. You're yummy.
Yeah. Ooh, yummy. She lets me.
They call me Hollywood. I'm from the dirty.
I'm from the dirty. That was like the best one. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's you see people destroying themselves and it becomes comedy.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's something even. Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say that's something even us three, even though we're talking about it as a negative thing, it's something we can't escape. You know what I mean?
To an extent, we're still like part of it, even if we're not like trying to go out and find it.
Yeah.
But that's because we're a part of the society. I mean, at the end of the day, we are millennials.
Yeah.
So
True.
this is in us too. But I feel like we're on that outer edge of being okay with ignorance and dumb shit.
Between the old and the new. Yeah, it's like the generation.
Yeah, we're between. Yeah.
And the thing that really pissed me off is it changes. Like at the same time, you can control how people look at you. You control how, and me, I don't really care how people look at me. But like when you try to go talk to a girl, you kind of
You gotta care.
You kind of care.
You
So,
gotta care. Yeah.
In the future, because it's already changing now, but in the future, it's gonna change to where like women aren't gonna look at men the same as a whole.
No, they already aren't.
Oh, they're gonna be like, oh, he's a bitch. Like, oh, I can talk to my boyfriend or my husband or whatever they're gonna call it 5 years from now. I can talk to him however the fuck I want and treat him like no. But unfortunately, men as a whole have been put in this bubble now. And
Well, let's save that one. Let's save that topic because that's a big one.
I don't want to say rightfully so, but I mean there are a few bad apples in the bunch.
Yeah, that's a big one though. Like,
Yeah.
I could go on and on. I think we should save that one because that's a big topic and yeah, stuff's changing.
I agree. Hey, we could finish this one right here and then start that one up right now.
If you guys want to do that, I mean, you want to cut it?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, hey, been a pleasure talking to you. We are Contemporary Comrades. We'll be back, I guess, with another episode right away. But yeah, that's it for now.
Thanks, everybody. We'll be back.
Peace.